Welcome back. We have Carla Hoffman joining us on the show. She is the Integrated Pet Management Coordinator at the City of Kamloops. Welcome back to the show. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. We're talking today about a new crazy bad weed that is actually rearing its head here in Kamloops. It's called the Japanese knotweed.
Yes.
What's that all about? It
originates not here, and so it doesn't have the natural predators, things that keep it in check in Japan, where it comes from. It was brought over as an ornamental to the UK, and same thing here, because it's really neat. It looks like bamboo, but not like bamboo in that it will push through concrete. It keeps growing. The roots go meters out sideways and meters deep, and little pieces of it can regenerate. And there are a few locations in Kamloops already.
Okay, let's take a quick look at this video.
Be very afraid if Japanese knotweed is growing in your garden.
It can push into foundations, it can push into drainage pipes blocking drains. How strong is it? It can push through tarmac and concrete. How deep can it go? 3 meters deep quite easily, as it does in Japan. And how dormant? There are reports of it being longer than 20 years if it's buried deep enough and resurges.
Yeah, that's not good. Where is it showing up in Kamloops?
There's a few residential locations, and there was a spot that we, on city property, that we had to take care of.
And where do you know sort of how it got here? Like, how do you...
It looks neat. It really does look like bamboo, and it grows fast, and it has a nice flower on it and big leaf. It's just, it will take over areas worse down at the coast, but with maybe some changes in climate, it can get pretty bad here.
Okay, so how are we going to combat it if we continue to see it here?
Well, there are steps in place in that you can use herbicides or pesticides to treat it, and the average homeowner, still under provincial regulations, is allowed to use glyphosate, and that's the active ingredient in what people know as Roundup. So they can buy ready-to-use Roundup and use that on there. It is recommended, though, to hire professionals to help you look after it. We do not want to see it transported to the compost sites, and we do not want to see it just loosely hauled to the landfill.
Because it will start growing.
Oh, yeah.
It grows like a weed.
Crazy.
I mean, it is a weed, but, yeah.
So you can preferably use the herbicide, and even then it's going to probably take a few years to control it. Or you can try to cut it and dig out all the bits and pieces, but if you take it to the landfill, it has to be in clear plastic bags so they can identify it and handle it accordingly. Yeah.
Has anybody residentially come forward and said, oh, I got this growing in my yard? Have you seen that yet?
Maybe not coming forward.
Yeah, but you think it's there?
But we have had sites located, and so I've notified homeowners that, hey, if you didn't know, this is what you've got there, and you really don't want it, and here's how you control it.
Okay, and so if you get on it right away, do you have a better chance of containing it? Because
absolutely.
That video we were watching actually goes on to show a family in the UK who... like, they were infested by it, and they were told they need to level their house to get rid of it.
Oh, it was condemned, yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
And so property mortgage companies and insurance companies now in the UK, if you have it, it's hard to get insurance or a mortgage. It's not like that here, and we hopefully down at the coast it won't get there.
Yes.
So if we keep on top of it, that would be the best choice.
Yes. So you're sort of setting this out in an educational form.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this.
So we have a little brochure, a little poster that we're going to be taking to garden centers so that they realize what they can and can't do as far as pesticides because of the pesticide bylaw, but it's a noxious weed. So pesticides can be used to help control it. I've also got on the website a bunch of information. I've got handouts, and there's links to other sites that have even more information if you want to get really technical with it.
Right. Apparently, again, from that video, I sort of watched the whole thing. They're talking about a bug called a psyllid, and that is actually a natural predator for this plant that will kill it?
Where it comes from, yes. So as with any biocontrol insect, there's a lot of research that needs to go into the use of them. So they're trying that out in the UK. I don't know exactly where we would be at here, but we don't want to release something because it's like an aphid. And so we don't want to release something that's going to attack either crops here or native species here. So we have to be really careful with that, but that's a great hope on the horizon.
Yeah, for down the road. Anything else you want to mention? We have about 30 seconds still.
It's hot out. Everybody knows that. So with your plants in the landscape, first choice would be to water everything really well in the morning as far as the time to water, so that they're charged and ready to go for the day. Second best is to sort of help them recover at the end of the day.
Okay.
But follow the watering restrictions, but always water deeply and less frequently to give your plants the best shot.
Okay, so, you know, if you can do automatic sprinklers like early in the morning.
Yes, yeah, and make sure that you put on a fair amount so that it doesn't evaporate and so that it goes down into the soil where the roots have to chase it and then strengthening the plant.
Awesome, yeah, it's certainly quite hot right now. No end in sight at this particular point either. Carla, thank you for being here.
Oh, good to be here.
All right, quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.